Alright, I was supposed to stop streaming for today. Like, I streamed 3 hours today, but I've been sitting around doing other stuff and I'm like, fuck, I want to stream again. So I'm gonna stream again. First of all, I want to figure out why the fuck when I moved this chat and now suddenly overrides the terminal? What? And, okay, so one master window. We are indeed on tile, but for some odd reason, this I guess keeps over the terminal, which is strange, yet it works here. Incredibly unsure as to why. I'll put it here because I will end up being on VS Code more often. So I think it makes sense for that reason. But the reason why I decided to stream again is because something incredible just happened. I was able to make work an image for the terminal. Before then, that it just didn't work. Before then, I tried to set an image, this one specifically, which is also my desktop, by the way. Oh, that's interesting that it's of a different bigness. We'll come back to that. And it just didn't work. It just didn't recognize the picture, and it said nothing either. But then there's a feature that I wanted to implement, and here it is explained. Meta F6 opens temporary NeoVim, meaning that when I press that hotkey, a terminal emulator gets opened with a NeoVim instance that I can type into, and once I close it, that gets copied into my clipboard. That's the idea. I wanted to have that for a while, but I wasn't really able to on Windows. Now I actually can. Wait, hold up. Could I really not? Yeah, because how would I open a terminal? Yeah, I guess because of that. So maybe I would open a terminal somehow with a command being run. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be able to do that, but on Linux, I thought that I can probably do it, right? And yeah, I can. So I tried to run kitty from kitty, and now I actually got an error message, which is very convenient. And through it I could understand. Let's actually scroll back. So this is the first time that I ran it, and what do we see here? I had the path, first of all home, axelfobler.config kitty, and then goes the path that I specify here. How do I revert? I think Z capital J. Yeah, so it was this. That's what it was. And I was able to recognize that, oh my god, it treats those quotes literally, which is surprising to me. And then comes the entire path. Okay. Then I removed the double quotes. Yeah, then I removed the double quotes and it said nothing, but didn't work still. So I thought, maybe I just move this picture to where it expects it already. And that way, no pathing ridiculousness, and we just remove the spaces for even less annoyances, which is what I did later. Yeah, I removed the spaces, and boom, now it works. There is also transparency that you can set for your terminal. However, the issue with that is that, sure, it works if it's the only window, but what if it's not? What if there is another window? So say I do this, and if it was transparent, we would be seeing VS Code right now, which wouldn't be very nice. It would be kinda annoying. Maybe convenient in some senses, but if I really want that functionality, I would just do it myself, rather than have the terminal always work like that, you know? So transparency wasn't a thing that I could do, pretty much. But now, when I can actually use a background picture, this is big, this is huge, this is humongous. So what I wanted to show you off, I guess, is configuration along with that. And then we're going to make that feature when Windows F6 opens a new Vim instance in which I can type that then copies what I typed in there, you know? That's going to be the idea. Okay, so let's start. First of all, Kitty actions, but it's not actually actions, it's configurations, but we'll get to that. Now, what I wonder, can I like have this window in another place? Can I like duplicate this window? I haven't seen a hotkey to like duplicate window, you know, which would be great. Can I like actions new window? Yeah, sure, I want a new window, but like I want new this window again. Can I do that? I imagine not necessarily. Like, we can't pop out chat again here, which is pretty annoying. Like, I would like to have it here, here, but not here because it doesn't work for some reason, which is wild. I also removed any like delay for my mouse switching desktops, and I'm not sure if I'm liking it. It's kind of being annoying, but it's fine, I think. If it's too ridiculous, I'll disable it. So we search for background picture or image. So now this works finally by me putting it in the path that it already expects, so not using an absolute path and not having spaces in the name, which you should probably do most times. It makes things easier. So we might like end up just renaming those files to not have spaces to make sure, you know. Right, so this I imagine is the default. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Yeah, boom, tiled. Let's, boom. What happens now? Nothing. I would expect it. Yeah, I would expect it. I would expect tiled to mean that this picture gets, yeah, it's the same picture. It's not multiple pictures that just look similar. Okay, so we have tiled, mirror tiled, whatever that means. Mirror tiled, so let's check it out. Boom. What happens now? Nothing, of course. Okay. Scaled. Okay. Scaled. Okay. And now if we look at the desktop, they're pretty similar. But that also doesn't change anything. I think I like scaled more. Yeah, it's not as contrasting, I guess. It looks more like general, so it's somewhat easier to read. Okay, we have clamped. Now, what does this imply? Now, I think I might look like this a bit more. I can actually see like the things, for better or worse. This makes more sense, but isn't that beautiful? Okay, so we have clamped, we have centered as well, centered. Okay. They're all like awfully similar. Well, okay, sure, let's have a couple of these open so we can check out the differences. Centered or C-scaled. C-scaled. Does that? No. So none of them create a new picture? I would imagine they would. Or rather hoping. Because I actually kind of like it that way, you know? Believe it or not. I've gotten so fast at saying believe it or not. And I fail immediately. Believe it or not. It's it's a really fun thing to say for some odd reason. So realistically, I have two options. Either it's small or big. Okay. Currently it's small. If I do, I think, centered, it's now big. Okay, realistically, I like how this looks better like this. So let's use it. Let's use it. But that's not the only option that I want to change, because there are other things. So we have centered, which makes sense and looks better. So I'm going to use that. Background image linear. When a background image is scaled, whether a linear interpolation should be used. No clue what that actually implies, so whatever. Dynamic background opacity. Allow changing of the background opacity dynamically. No, I don't have hotkeys for that, and I don't intend to have them. I thought there would be more options. Yeah, I kind of thought that there would be like opacity compared to the image specifically. Or maybe those that I thought were like window opacity actually meant image opacity. The fact that they don't have image in their names is pretty confusing. So, okay, let's actually read them. So this, I don't care. Hold up. Yeah, specifically like kitty shortcuts. I thought that, okay, maybe it accepts like system signals to change its opacity by itself rather than letting the system do it, but no, it's just as simple as it goes. I mean, I would be impressed as fuck if that's how it would work, but no. Okay, so it is set. Let's do background tint. Background tint, I don't know what this implies either, like 1.0. Yeah, how much to tint the background image at the window gaps? At the window gaps. By window it means pane, and once again it's such a confusing terminology because you would expect like the panes to be just called panes, but no. After applying this, to lighten the tint over the window gaps for a separated look. I see what that means somewhat. But let's start with background tint for now. Oh, so so it's in percentages essentially. Okay, so we 0 points, let's say 2. Yeah, that's pretty much perfect actually. Let's try 3. 2.5. 2.5. 25% or 1/4. Ooh, I love this. This is like mwah. The text is still very readable, very nice to look at, while the background image is still vibrant enough and it like looks, I think, great. So this is amazing. You could also set the tint, well, I guess not the tint, but transparency percentage, where this would have this type of look, but not fully. And it sucked. It didn't look good. It felt kind of wrong. But with this is the look that I was going for this whole time. So this is great. That is perfect. So for that reason, let's make background picture image work. Kitty. This is great. This is amazing, and I love that. Streaming is more difficult than fry screaming, for real. Like, I used to make music, trap metal to be more specific. It was easier. It was fucking easier. Maybe I just talk to more people on the daily, but your voice is like crying for help once you've streamed enough, and it's so annoying. Like, I don't want to be restricted by my fucking voice. Maybe it's because I'm putting a lot of pressure on my voice, and that's why that's the case. So I'm gonna actually try to, well, first of all, have the voice that I want to have regardless, and it might make it easier to talk. So let's check that out. Okay, so boom, done. Fuck, this looks actually so good. Okay, I fucking love this. Some dude's blog. I really just named this link that way, and that's it. Okay, oh, that wasn't a task that we just did. It should have been, but I didn't make it a task. Install the thing, right, that's for later. Unsure when, but later. This should be like very easy to do, like mega easy to do. So we just kitty, new vim, and before we do that, temp files, right, let's we rip grab inside null, and we're looking for TMP. However, this probably needs to be escaped. That is not mine. The first thing, pagey. Interesting. I no longer have a hotkey to look at pagey. We have picky. Oh, that's for pick. Makes sense, right? And that thing, yeah, I write to pagey a few times here and there, and I don't actually use that anywhere. Interesting. Okay, so in that case, let's go and change those. Let's go to config. Also, I considered just having the chat Fuck, this looks so good. I considered having the chat on all windows, on all desktops more specifically. But then this doesn't work for some reason. Let's try it again. Maybe I'm just so wrong. No, and it's not monocle. Like, it was tiled. It's so wild. I guess something I could do is like, I'm here and I need to go to the browser and I'm on the mouse, right? And I just grab the window. That's just goofy. And now it's floating, which it isn't supposed to do. Can you stop floating, please? Okay, can you stop? Can you stop? Damn. Okay, let's restore chat and pop it back out because I broke it, lol. Okay, yeah, that's better. Maybe if it was available on all desktops, this wouldn't be an issue, but I guess, whatever. Hi to whoever is watching. We're doing some crazy shit right now. Not insanely though, just only moderately insane shit. Okay, so we had the thing in here. Let's just look for Pagey and then we can go. Now we don't need this last window because I have a good terminal emulator that essentially emulates having a less window always, which is incredible. It's less convenient to view things in a less window to begin with, so this is nice. And then we do the same thing in functions where we search for Pagey, yeah, and RGA we also don't need anymore overall as a function because once again, good terminal emulator. Yep. That's so nice. I didn't even recognize that. And in aliases, I no longer need to thing to Pagey. I just hold up, D capital Y. Oh, I love that too. This is a plugin for, by the way, about plugins, toggle fucking key. No. How do I like, yes, screencast mode. It's so like unobvious to how let's configure it. Screencase mode, show raw keys, do not show command names because that is too ridiculously big. Show command group names when commands are also shown. Show single editor cursor move commands. So now I should just, yeah, the fact that I press caps lock, which I'm sure is confusing, but I remapped caps lock to escape. And even though I did that, you still have to make hotkeys specifically for caps lock in VS Code because I guess it's that smart about figuring out the hotkeys that, or rather the keys that you're actually pressing. Right, so that's great. We no longer have to temp to Pagey. What? And same thing in travel. But I guess there, it's picky, so it can stay in case we actually need that output, and then in case we use this whole function ever. I might, like it's possible. I love this function. I think it's written really well. It's really usable, and I like it a lot. It's just kind of unnecessary now that my shell is so fast. It's almost more reasonable to just type in the path myself rather than wait for the pick window to exist. Let's just try it out. It's cool. Like it's honestly so cool. Pick dot kitty. And maybe it's worth using, honestly. I'm like on the fence about it. It's more so that it has the restriction of being relative, which is both a good and a bad thing. Doesn't matter that much though, if I'm being real. Yeah, so is that the only thing? Mostly. Remove piping to pagey, except, no, not except, because we're gonna do that later. So we do kitty neovim to temp fuck, let's just uklaner this shit. Yeah, bibren. Okay, bibren, that's so useful, by the way. Okay, so kitty open and kitty neovim on this file. Then cat this file bibren, cat it into xcp. I don't feel good about it being an alias. Why is that the case? xclip -r. Let's not have it as an alias. Let's just not. So I'm gonna yank inside, fuck. I'm gonna yank inside quotes and delete this line, and then go to config to add it somewhere here. Boom. I guess that works. Abbreviate a xcp. Cool. I think it's better as an abbreviation. Let's go and first of all this, then refresh. And then even do this to be sure. Okay. We come back to do this. So we open this in new kitty, and we still have to run the commands of cat this file into that. So let's do ASDF. I close this, and now we have this. So the command is done. However, will it work correctly as a hotkey? And if I have shown this previously, but let me show it again, like what we're trying to do here. We add command, which is literally just this, add, and make a new hotkey for it. I'm gonna make Windows, Meta F6. Wait, Meta is almost worse because it's like the whole Facebook thing. Super. Okay, I'm gonna start using the word super for it now because it doesn't relate to fucking companies. Okay, so now that I press super F6, That's also sounds cooler. Fuck. What? Oh, CG capital G. I'm so used to CAE to change around entire meaning file. I actually fuck with this so much. Okay, now I can change it to something else. And I was thinking that, maybe it's kind of shitty that I have to specifically replace the text, but honestly no, because maybe I write something, then paste it, then recognize that, oh wait, I actually want to edit something. I open it again, I can just edit that text and boom. So I think it's a good idea actually. Okay, let's say I typed something else entirely. It works! It just straight up works. Holy shit. Wow, wow, wow. Isn't that amazing? Is that incredible? Like, that's crazy, right? That's so insane. Okay. Why does it make me press enter? That's weird. Okay. I need this text and my clipboard. And now I just have it. That's so cool. I wanted this for a while. I think I saw this idea by someone else. Or maybe, like, it's possible that this happened more than once. That I dreamt that I saw this idea from someone else. And then I get inspired by literally nobody except my brain. Maybe I actually did see it from somewhere, but from someone, but I don't know. I don't use this anymore. I don't even have this installed. I have this? First time I'm hearing about it. Okay, bacon makes sense. Watch exec -c clear, and I'll have it. What desktop environment are you using? KDE. And I'm loving it so much. I do realize that it's probably like not going to be my final choice, in the sense that I'm not going to die using KDE. Definitely not. I'll probably switch to some tiling desktop environment that like focuses on tiling, because I like tiling a lot so far. But for the first experience, I find it hard to believe that there's anything better than KDE. It's so good. Like, literally just saw me use one benefit of it, the fact that, yeah, this is KDE doing its work. I can just set a hotkey to run a command. Isn't that amazing? Hold up, let's do this. Fuck, this is great. So yeah, I very much recommend KDE. And also, when I press Super F5, I get 3 random words in my clipboard. And now I can press F6 or Super F6. I'm still not sure why it says new vim loaded. Like, I don't care, lol. And then my well thought out response to someone. And just close it, paste it. Control U doesn't work here. Yeah. It's so cool. It's so fucking cool. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Just had a thought that escaped my brain. And now that I know. Yeah, I think I am, at the end, I am pretty annoyed by this being way too grippy. Is the only way I can explain it well. It's way too grippy. Happens way too easily. Now, it might be that I just got used to it, activating slowly. It's convenient to be able to switch this easily for sure, but it's annoying pretty often. Let's try something that is very short as well, where it's not an issue, but a bit more, like a bit less fluid. Let's try this. I'll just make it bigger and bigger to please myself, to reach the correct thing. So, right, we did the thing that we wanted to do. Yeah, these are miscellaneous changes that don't matter. Well, I guess we can still. XCP alias into an abbreviation. Great. Fuck, that's amazing. So, meta f6 opens temporary new vim, and that's exactly what it does. Like literally now. What? Hold up. Let's just check that the chat works, because it's weird that it opened that many times. Pop it out again. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, so I can literally like open it here right now. First of all, let's make it actually boom. Okay, and then I super F6. That's so convenient. That's so incredibly convenient. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I can literally fucking write comments. And you know what I can do as well? Something, let's just not shout anybody out. Yeah, so this, let's increase to this. Something that I wanted to do incredibly often, and I tried doing on Windows, is writing all of my messages. What? Found a swap file. Oh. Where the fuck would it be? That's interesting. There's probably a shell option for this. So neovim, let's look. Execute command before any config. No swap file, use memory only. That might be what we want. List, open that. Recover edit state for this file. Source session, use this config file. Blah, blah, blah. I guess -n is what we want. Ew, why are you looking like this? Why? That's even weirder. Huh. That's a weird bug. Okay. Yeah. So let's go back to shortcuts and change the command a bit. Which can we even do? Yes, we can. So we just add a -n here. Should be fixed. Well, there is a dash n there, basically. Yeah, so increase this, and now it's this. Yeah, and I can just type my messages out here, and I just paste it. Want another message? Super F6. It kind of takes some time, but yeah, this is super convenient. Fuck yeah. That is great. I love that. Cool. Cool. Now, timer just waits, exits with an argument. I've been using this turn down program for a while, and it just waits and exits, and that's it. I want it to wait for my input pretty much. And I already do this in one of my functions that I wrote. It's currently waiting for me to do something. And I want to have an option, or rather a function, that makes it so you have to reply before anything else happens. It just came to me that I can do something like this. Yeah. Like force reboot in 10 minutes. That's actually a pretty good way to force yourself to go to sleep. You just like, oh. Yeah, you just say, all right, in fucking 10 minutes, powered off. You can even do that, holy shit. Yeah, in 10 minutes, you have to go to sleep. Sis, just fucking do it. And because willpower is not like my biggest merit, let's say that, I could do this. And like, I don't know, hide the terminal window somehow. Or make it unclosable. Is that something that I can just do? Not here. Would be convenient if I can just interactively make a window unclosable. Or rather, yeah, unclosable. That's exactly what I meant. Thought that I meant something else. Right, so let's go to functions that also contains my work function and make a new function called timer. And I'm so annoyed that end doesn't automatically auto-align. Oh, you could install this 300 billion new Vim plugins. Well, actually, thank you for the suggestion, because I can see myself being interested, at least for the fish to work correctly, because it's pretty annoying. Right, so, timer. No title bullshit, or rather, it's going to be done automatically. Yeah, something like this. Echo timer for, and here we specify I think this is something that we can do. argv -1. I'm pretty sure we can. So the last argument. Term down. argv starting from 2 until the end. We read line a single character into the variable should continue. If we shouldn't, alright, I forgot, or break. And then if test arg v 1 equals 2, yes, and we exit. So this is the idea. Let's do functions. Interesting. I see. Like, what am I breaking? Essentially, we return 1. Return, well... Oh no, it's actually fine. Hold up. Why am I returning anything here? Why am I even checking for it? Should I? Like... Yes, because if I escape it, that means, yeah, if I control C it or escape it, that means something went wrong. Otherwise, if I just press some key, then it's all fine and we should continue whatever that actually means. Maybe it's a timer to reboot once again, and if I control C it, I don't reboot, and if I just press a key, I do reboot. Yeah, so it makes sense. Yeah. This should be exactly what I'm trying to do. So open another timer. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's just 1. Cool. That's great. That is great. So the last option is going to be the time. Yeah, so we timer, and we have to define whether we want the timer to exit the terminal or not. No. You know, I reconsidered. You know? I think this is how you do it. Yeah. I don't really close terminals as often anymore. So I'll just remember to use exit at the end if I do want it. So let's change that. Because having to type a single character every time I want to use a timer for like 5 seconds. Interesting that it shows the character that I type. Yeah. And then timer, 5 seconds, and echo true. actually Control C, so it doesn't echo true. Or if I just press a character, it does echo true. So that was what I was talking about earlier. And the exit functionality I can still do, because timer 5 seconds and exit, which I can then either do or not. So I still have the functionality. It's, to be fair, a bit more annoying to do, but on the other side, it's more often that I don't close timers than I do, for better or worse. Let's think, maybe there is a way I know. Okay, the reason why I don't want to make this an option is because I'm relying on the time being the last argument. But the time isn't really that helpful in this message to begin with. What if instead of the time I showed the title of the shell? Is that something that I just echo fish title something? No? Title? Fish title something. Well, hold up. Let's look at built-in. I see. How do I check the title of the window? I guess like this, because I already ooh, let's do term down. It starts doing, oh, actually I forgot to set window. Set title, I don't know, meet, and you can see at the top that it changed. FG, we're back to it. Wait, did it also do the time? 15. Oh my god, wow, that's great. Yeah, that explains our entire question then, which is really nice. Yeah, we just call fish title. Timer finished. Fish title. It will return the title. Boom. Now we don't rely on it. We don't rely on it until -1, -2, I guess. And -1 is what we would use if test. Well, hold up. Well, let's try it. argv -1. Yeah, if it's true at all, we exit. Let's try that out. Where were we? In functions. Let's add new one. Timer 5 seconds. Okay, what happens now? Why is it counting up? Why is it counting up? Because of that. Gotcha. Let's do that again by first calling functions and then timer. Good. It waits for us, boom, and it closes, which is exactly what we want. No, that's not true. That's mega not true. That begs the question, what if we turn down, right? Like, what if we turn down to y? It doesn't ignore it. That's so annoying, actually. That's very annoying. So there is no real way to do this, right? On the other hand, I don't pass any arguments except the first one. Which is very fair. So we can just use the first one here. If set that if set dash q argv2, that's how you do it, by the way, without this, which is strange but makes sense if you understand how it works. Sorry, too tired to explain how it works. Read the docs on set. It's honestly like very helpful. And I'm gonna be honest, it feels like kinda strange to me. Like, it's like reading the docs on let. Like, oh come on, I'm just making variables. But then you realize just how important that is. Cool, that's exactly how it's supposed to work. I set a new thing. That's great. That's actually how it used to work for me back on Windows. Had a bit of a different setup because timer at the end of itself called an HK script that played the sound, but now I just use terminal screens. I have the silliest pun in my head right now. Live chat, more like dead chat. Okay, timer works now, which is great. So now something that I do pretty often, we could go here, open kitty, set title meet. As you can see, I do that kind of often. Oh, by the way, set dash e title. Yeah, so set title meet term, oh, timer 5 seconds, and I would usually also do y. Once I'm done cooking meat, I want this window to be auto closed, but I want to realize that it actually got closed. If it just automatically gets closed, it's just kind of confusing. Like, oh, I thought there was a window there. Where is it? Now I can be sure that I have to go to this window, see timer finished, meet, and it gives me the title of the window, which I will probably make mean something significant. I usually do. And I'm like, okay, timer finished, meet. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Let's close it. That's very nice. So now it works like it used to for me before, but I think slightly better, slightly cleaner, I guess. Well, in that case, timer 4 argv1 finished. That's like even better. So we open a terminal, set title meet, timer 5 seconds, and close it after. Timer for 5 seconds finished, meet. That's all the information you could possibly want. You know what I'm just recognizing? This is silly as fuck. It literally says here how much time, and it literally says here what the title is. This entire line is useless. What? I'm on crazy mode right now. That's so useless. That's silly. Yeah, that's very silly. But at least I noticed it. It's not a huge deal if I didn't notice it, but yeah, like it's unnecessary information. I can access it very easily. Like it's literally showing there how much time I set it to pass, and I can see the title here. Boop. That's great. That's very nice. That's very amazing. So let's commit that. First of all, yeah, it's completely new, so impl timer. Cool. Now we have timer. GSA just uses octoc get status. Okay, let's go to Gitty, to GSA, if test, if not test, which octoc get status, echo you don't have octoc get status, and boom, we have a check here, just like in chess. Oh my god. And for directory, in directories, we cd there, set color yellow, fuck colors honestly. No, set color pink, echo base, wait, what am I even doing? Just base name. We don't need to echo directory. Oh, actually no, we do. Echo dash n ys until the end of the line with brackets, so that it's on the same line. Set color normal, which we don't even need to do, really. We might not even have to do it here, like this, but we'll see. And what we do next will shock you. We go to prompt, and somewhere here I call octoc Oh, fuck which command dash q, right? Yes. To see, we just fucking copy everything, paste it to. Okay, so we call octusi get status, we pass the status, which is the correct one, and we pass the correct unpushed thing. Boom. So let's update Giddy and call GSA. No, what? What do you mean? I have it. What's wild is that it works sometimes. Oh. Color pink, first of all. Second of all, what do you mean? If not test, maybe like this. Forgot about that. And we still need to... Wait, no, we don't. Yeah, we can just call set to pink once, and that's it. I like this way a bit more. So set color pink. That's literally what we do. Nothing else. Almost. Honestly, fuck pink in a way. It's more distracting than it is helpful, because it's not like shown in the context of a branch, in the context of this and all this. So then it's just kind of confusing to look at. So let's do this again and GSA. Nice. So I can see, like, sure, I don't see the full statuses of stuff, but I don't really need to. Essentially what GSA is for is checking what directories have enough changes to surely need a commit, you know? Then I can look at tree, for example, I'm like, 2 new files, I should probably commit that. Or I see shows and I'm like, yeah, I should probably push that, and so on. Yeah, that's quite nice. That's quite nice. Is it slower though? Not to any considerable degree, if even at all. Could be dreaming here. So GSA uses octusi get status. I wish my git commits automatically inputted the git diff, so we could use Control N and Control P better. So let's look if there's an option to do exactly that. All patch squash reset author short branch I see. Long, I don't care about the output, I care about the input, I guess. File, author. Basically, the feature that I'm talking about is in VS Code. You could make it so when you open the commit message thing, it also shows you okay, brain completely off. It also shows you the git diff, meaning you can have suggestions pretty easily. File, sign off. What I'm thinking, let's run GSA and go to somewhere like info. Let's commit. Let me cook. It's pretty fast. I think see what I'm talking about? It's so useful. I can actually just, in the commit, go and look at what the fuck I'm committing. Which you might say that, if you need to do, are you sure you should be committing? But it's whatever. It's slightly slower, not to an extent where it's worth considering though. I had some other issue, and I think that issue is the fact that anytime that I need to commit, I need to also choose what to commit, which is pretty annoying if you're like working on the same thing over and over again. And also, while I can use Z capital I in the same annoying way to show all the changed files, I can't have a nice clean output of GS, git status I mean, which is actually very big. Say I go to info and then GS to see what I even changed, then git diff, which to be fair is in the commit, so it's okay, but maybe I don't necessarily want to commit, I just want to see the git diff. It's very convenient to be able to have that, you know? Very convenient. Basically trying to figure out whether, like, why I do it in the terminal specifically. And the argument that, oh, I do it in the terminal so they are separated, so I can go back to the VS Code and look at whatever changes I made, doesn't really work. That argument doesn't really work because I can just switch from the tab of the commit message, and it's not going to commit until I close the file. Does GCM work? This works. It's honestly like pretty fucking the fact that, yeah, like, say I want to git commit and it like takes me aback that I now have to choose what to commit. And sure, I will usually just press enter, but I kind of expect to already be somewhere and commit specifically for there. So git commit, is there something like that. No, there isn't. There isn't like git commit the current directory. While here, I know where I am for a fact, especially if I'm doing multiple operations in the same place, and I keep on git committing. And since recently I have a pretty easy way to move around, boom, boom, and it's almost more convenient than picking. And if you add to the fact, yeah, it is more convenient than picking because you pick every time, even if you're doing the operations in the same place over and over again. You have to pick over and over again. While here, I'm in one directory. And then if I need to go to another directory, it's actually super simple. I can even go back. Alright, and also, alright, commits. What if I also want to push it at the same time? Or maybe look at stuff. I guess, yeah, I do it in the terminal because I have more control. I can more specifically define the actions that I want to do, rather than being restricted by, oh, I'm specifically and only committing everything, by the way. Well, that's unfair. I'm going to be committing everything if I have nothing staged, and I'm committing the staged changes if I have anything staged. So it's like an unfair point to make about VS Code. But regardless, having to choose, oh, I see what this really means for me. Why I don't really like it. The fact that while choosing the option that's obviously the only option, seriously, again? I mean, I'm not mad at her, it's just that it's kind of hilarious. Her notifications already showed up on stream today. Let me mute her again. Boom. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Like, she already appeared on stream through notifications. Yeah, so my issue with this is that while I'm choosing the only thing that I should be choosing here to begin with, it should be a different command, like there's git commit and git commit current directory, something like this. Then I would probably use it. Like, probably would just straight up use it. But aside from that, I am distracted by the fact that I also see, oh, shows, I need to push them. Oh, info, it has some changed files. You could say that's convenient, but it's pretty distracting. Because if I want to see the state of my directories, all directories, by the way, not just some of them, I can call GSA and see all the info, and actually more info, more helpful info. Not just how many unpushed and are there changes, but also are there any staged files? Well, I guess VS Code does give you that information, just it's a bit more limited, where here I have more explicit information about all the directories and so on. So yeah, I guess I like the terminal for that reason. However, I still like the feature of VS Code, the fact that it shows the git diff in the commit message. So is there a way to do that? Specify a token value pair that should be applied as a trailer. Oh, interesting. Let's try just searching for diff. Show unified diff between the head commit and what would be committed at the bottom of the commit message template to help the user describe the committing. Yes, 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 literally yes. Literally, yep, fucking, uh-huh, fucking, yeah, you know? That's amazing. You can just make it a config. Wow, that's amazing. That's so cool. Git config global commit verbose true. Copy this. Boom. Right, and GSA. Let's go to info to have a free commit. No, actually, let's go to tree. Emojis. Okay, let's gamp it. Finally, like, I know I should gamp it for sure because I called git status and I know what's happened. Or maybe it's overall directory that I always gamp, like info. But now I can actually see more specifically, like, what the fuck is up with that. That is, I love that. Thank you so much. Add twee emoji. And now I can do, oh, well, I'm lying because I can always do that. And then sunrise. Over. And then via. Yeah, and then if I made actual changes, let's actually check this out on a more real example. Yeah, let's go to info. And what's even in here? Tasks. Sure, let's gamp it. Okay, what did I do here, you know? Ooh, I noticed, by the way, that, ooh, this is not supposed to be what's what. So you can go back, change it. GSA already uses that. I could make the commit just say, do some things, which is very, like, amazing. Yeah, cool. Fuck yeah, that's amazing. Let's go to get to add this new global setting. I'm sorry I take so long to do anything. Yeah, that's great. That's amazing. Now, no, not this. I'm used to that hotkey opening KRunner, but I changed that hotkey to something else that is easier to press. Fish auto closing quotes. I'm just literally hoping that this exists. Fish fucking shell. Oof. Yeah. I want to have behavior like I do. That's great. That's amazing. Thank you. That's really nice of you. In VS Code, you can press a bunch of different keys, characters rather, and they will be automatically doubled. That's hilarious. It's supposed to be. let's say I do it here, boom, 2 quotes, and then when I press the quote key again, I go over it. I love this behavior so much. It makes so much sense, because if I ever type something in, I can then just go rather than remembering to print another quote. So it's very, very helpful. So I want to have the same behavior for fish, but I wonder if it even exists. Tab completion and auto suggestion. Always with quotes. I actually disagree, but that's a whole different question. Fucking, I don't know, plugin. Awesome fish. Does anyone know if there's like the thing that I'm looking for rather? What do we have? Prompts. Yeah. Just write your own is what I recommend. Pure fish is not really a good thing. Fish, as fast as it is still not as fast as Rust, you know? FZF efficient. Okay, that's funny. That's actually funny. Fish key bindings for FZF. Interesting. Not interesting enough to care though. Interesting. Once again, that's not a good thing. Why are you flexing? Automatically receives notifications from I like that. I don't have Fisher installed, I think, because I didn't need it. This is specifically behavior that I wanted to have. Let's just open this in another window and move it to, I don't know, that's desktop 12. Purefish sparkline generator. Cool, I guess. Is that useful? I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted. A tiny GitHub URL, that's cute. Get now a collection of utility functions. I should probably be using this. Oh. Hold up. Let's move this back to 2. You can go back there. Get opts, glide options. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, right. I forgot about arc bars. We could have used that for a timer, potentially. Tab-based test runner for fish. Interesting. Cool. Get emojis. Shortcuts to commit with get emoji messages following the commit. That's funny. Touch bar. Oh. Nah. My abbreviation game is top tier, so I don't care. Okay, so I found what I was looking for. Isn't that great? Hold up. I'm trying to figure out a clean way to like get to the chat. Hold up. How do I do that? Like this. Or just fucking move it to 12 too. It's probably just easier to do. Yeah. Cool. Okay, let's first of all, fuck, biscuits. Biscuit. Biscuit. Literally biscuit. Biscuit in Russian means penises or dicks or cocks. All right, biscuit. All right. Yeah, it's very similar. Here denotes outer closes pair symbol. That's really nice. Skips the closing symbol. Removes empty pairs. Fuck yeah. The set of pairs is configurable using Fisher, and I'm probably going to. Only completing at the end of the line. To disable completing pairs unless the curse is at the end. What are those? What are those? Oh, I guess to add to them? Single symbol dollar. Okay, that's fair. Yes, that's exactly what I want, so that doesn't really need to change. This I'll keep in mind, but not strongly, you know? Okay, so fish, dogs, biscuits. People fucking make great projects like these, call them biscuits. I have a project in fish called Octosi. Oh, it's not even in fish, it's for fish, but not in fish. So it's not even, yeah. You know what's annoying? The fact that the chat window has the title of Mozilla Firefox, and that's literally it. No chat, no live, no nothing. So I can't make a rule for it to be somewhere automatically or anything. It's so, like, it's so unfortunate. Three, 6, 1. Notes on that. Okay. Right, so how do we install Fisher? What am I doing? I'm like I use Arch, by the way. I should just paru Fisher, right? Like, what am I doing, right? Yeah, here we go. Like, how do I install it? With how you install everything. Girl, like, what are you doing? So, install. I should be installing fish here. And there's nothing wrong if I do it that way. So dot files, yeah, I might as well just do things like that in the install script. I don't need to plug anymore. We install fish here. Sudo pacman fisher. Same thing goes for kitty and ranger. There's no reason for us to not put them here. Them being installed overall is not an issue. And then once we are in .files dependent, we can Fisher install this. And what we're going to do right now. Echo. That's great. That is great. That's literally amazing. Now using quotes, like, I feel finer about it. I wasn't that fine before because I had to close it always. And something that I do very often in NeoVim is I go back to normal mode and then press capital A to go next. It's very convenient for me for some reason. I'm really used to it. And now I can do that. Amazing. Piskim, great project, great project. We'll come back to that. I'm sure it's cool, it's just not a priority. Oh, so you can just do that. I mean, if I... Wait, do I even have to use Fisher? Like, that begs the question. Yeah, I do. For at least one thing. So, since I'm doing that, I might as well. Because Fisher doesn't take any yes and so on. Yeah. So we might as well use Fisher. But it's so cool, like, fuck, I love Arch. Love Arch so much. With icons, I don't use macOS. I don't use whatever this is. I don't. That's nice. Done. Oh, I already copied it. I can just use my clipboard manager to go back so I don't have to recopy it. Execute a custom command instead of showing the default notifications. That's convenient. Play sound when showing notifications. When using Sway, I don't use that. This is the urgency level of notifications sent via notify send. Okay. Should not be critical. It's too much. Okay. I'm gonna come back in a second and a half. I'm back. Allow notifications to be sent on systems without graphic. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, sorry. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of contributors. Thanks to everyone here, because this at least sounds great. So thank you. Yeah, I guess I just add it. Where are we? Yes, dot files dependent, and we just open. Oh, I had it copied. Oh no, not this. This. I should be using my clipboard manager a bit more. I just kind of don't because it requires me to use arrow keys, which I hate. Like, if I could set my custom hotkeys to use while in the window, that would be very convenient. So, done. What do you mean? Well, I guess it's fine. Sleep 6. Huh. Okay. Let's do timer 7 seconds and go here. Where notification? Okay, maybe I need a new window specifically. Maybe it's the fact that it's like not fully done, the command. Guess not. Okay, well, true. Maybe it's the fact that it needs a new terminal. Wait, what? Why are you talking about ffmpeg? No such file or directory. Which one? I guess it's broke. Yeah, I guess it's broke. That's unfortunate. Fisher uninstall. Remove. Yeah, because it doesn't work, unfortunately. Maybe I'll revisit it someday when it works, Lamau. Oh, that's just Fisher. Okay, so what did I gain in this whole exchange? I gained auto-closing brackets and stuff like that. That's all I got. Okay. Sometimes it's difficult to keep track of the changes that you made, and then your brain gets over-processed. So it's very important, at least to me, to reiterate what just happened, so it's like easier to process. So now I can use quotes and brackets and so on more easily, which is very nice and convenient. Okay. Tropical fish, lol. And we also install Fisher to get that working, because there was no AUR repository for it. Okay, that's fair. Mm-hmm. Are you telling me that this replaces Git? Do I understand this correctly? No, I guess you would be calling Git now, at least I hope so. Hmm. No, I don't think that's necessary, at least for me. Feels kind of unnecessary. I'm already pretty fucking comfortable with pure Git, like pure Git terminal commands. I'm fine with it, very much so. So it's pretty, like, unnecessary to have a superset that essentially just does Git commands. But now you have to learn what they're called, what they actually do, how they operate, and so on. That's just so unnecessary for me. I can definitely see it being useful for some people. If you're not like completely comfortable with Git, you might as well learn something else that's more approachable. But with my comfortability of Git, it's just no longer worth it. Yeah. Okay, so what we got is auto-closing stuff, and we needed to install Fisher for it. Did we? Oh wait, no, not that. Is there no AUR? Fisher? No. Oh wait, that's done. That's done. It's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking for this. Could I install this with the AUR? Fisher? No. At least not that I know of, basically. Okay, that's fair. So the reasonable idea is to install Fisher to use this single plugin, which is so convenient to me that I'm willing to introduce this dependency. Okay. And every other plugin that was there either didn't interest me enough, or in the case of done, didn't work. Huh, I wonder, it's not impossible that this stream like reaches the creators of the plugin. Maybe it will be fixed. More likely it's going to be fixed regardless. I do have FFmpeg installed, by the way, just so you know, and it's in the default location where you usually install it. In case I am correct and somebody is watching that would be interested in fixing the plugin, because the idea is very cool and very useful. Can I do a bell thing? from fish. That's old, yeah, I know. Bell. Let's use the terrible search, which never works. Bell. Print F. There's no way. Where the fuck are we? There's no way that this works. Let's turn down, like, I don't know, 3 and print F A. Wait, it already, yeah, it already does that. Let's use sleep instead. Printf. Interesting. Would it still work without? It shouldn't, by the way. 3 seconds definitely passed. Huh, so it's that simple. We don't need no fucking done. We don't need no fucking done. Let's just make an abbreviation that is just bell. Yeah. Would you look at that? But before we do that, first of all, oh, I guess that's not dot files. It's actually scripts. Move arch repo. Move arch repo installs to installs. Remove plug. Yeah, that's what happened. And in config.fish, abbreviation of bell is, turns out, is just printf this, which is great. It's very nice. Actually, no. Let's make it an alias. CTB. Well, that didn't work too well. C2E. Alias save. And then we refresh. What do you mean? Oh. I can't use refresh now. Fisher. I definitely called more functions than that. Install. Really? Fisher install? Maybe not here. Let's history merge then. Fisher. Damn, I can't use refresh now. Refresh is being used here though. Let's remove, and here I would use something like pick. Honestly, we pick. We should be really careful here. Fish. Fun. Refresh. I should move this before this, because otherwise it's confusing. I look at it and I think, oh, this was an error, when actually it's a deletion. Move deleted files. It will look confusing without the context, but with context it makes more sense. And maybe like introduce a hotkey for pick. Remove hotkeys in Kitty for title because they're actually not perfect. I thought they were for some reason. They're limited basically. They don't change the window title, which is crazy. Like completely insane. I forgot. Yeah, we're good for that. Damn, that's so convenient. Remove hotkeys in Kitty for title. Fish auto closing those. That's great. That's great. Because that's exactly what I now have. I love this. Finish gap. We're gonna do that eventually. Likely partly on stream. It's been really fucking fun to stream for me recently. Not fully sure why, but I love it. Yeah. What was I on? What was the thing that I was doing? I was refreshing because I got an alias. Right, so we can just bell. That's fucking cool. I love that. So we can turn down. Well, I want my timers to bell already. Well, let's wait, actually. Let's say turn down 3 GS bell. And I move to some other window. I guess it happened fast enough for the bell to, yeah. Okay. Remove refresh because I have a plugin now. In terms of aliases, add bell alias. That's quite a lot, isn't it? But it did everything, I think. Cool. Now, what do I have now? I have a way to have done a worse version of it, honestly, and I still want done to work, ideally. But now I have a clean way to make something do a bell thing. Maybe there is a long command that I want to notify me once it's done. I can now have a way of doing that. Okay, great. Let's just GSA. That's fine. Let's go to Kitty, Alt Q, because turns out it's not as useful as I thought it would be. Right, pick hotkey. I could do the same exact thing in NeoVim and it would be fine. But now that I have auto-closing quotes, committing like this is actually enjoyable. It wasn't before simply because I had to close quotes. Yes, it's that simple. Now I have Alt-A. So Alt-S lets me pick a directory. Alt-D does this. Alt-F, oh right, this. Alt-V opens Ranger. So Alt-A opening pick makes so much sense. So let's do that. Oh, I even have it written, which is amazing. Let's go to config and make bind dash capital M insert EA where we paste relative path. Actually, let's just copy it. Fucking Control O and Control I are so inconvenient and hard to figure out. This should already work. False. Now it should. Good. Fish. Fun. Cool, now I have nice relative paths. Because usually, yeah, the only way I would do it is by typing it in myself. Or by grabbing the path like this. Now, what comes back? Sure, but I should probably change it to something else. I have the hotkey now. Change background image scaling so it doesn't break. Got fish config. Yeah, that's nice. Actually useful. Actually useful. Got scared, thought that maybe I can't tile the terminal now because it didn't work with chat. I'm a beginner to use a hotkey. Can you make a video which teach a foundation? No, I'm sorry, but I won't. I was never really interested in making like a beginner's tutorial. I usually just jump into something, claw through it, and then figure out quite a lot not foundational knowledge, more so things that I learned and now know. So I never end up in a situation where I would want to create a beginner's tutorial. I'm only interested in making videos that I myself would want to see, and they're not usually beginner tutorials that I would want to see. Plus, I use Linux now. I don't use HK anymore, so I highly doubt I would make HK videos anymore. But good that terminal does work still with tiling. Got worried about it for a sec. Move delete files in Activity before modified. What do we even change in git config? Right. Something hotkey. Add pick paste hotkey. Move deleted files in Activity before modified. And the way we do that is open kitty here, go to Rust. Yeah, go to just Rust. Then, oh, that's actually so convenient. Go here. Open it in VS Code so that cool. Right, so what I want to do is probably go back to this and move this up. And maybe even make it pink, honestly. Better yet, make everything cyan. Believe it or not. See, I told you. I'm so fast at saying it. We just CGN everything to cyan. Why does it skip? Oh. And then we cover. Copy something else. Yes, this. I fuck with it. I fuck with it massively. I didn't think I would. Yeah, I fuck with it. And we just look at the different symbols to see the difference. Wow, I actually fuck with it massively. Now the fact, yeah, now we can bring back the deletions after modifications. Makes quite a lot of sense to me. And we cargo build release. It searches for the entire thing, which is so annoying. but it's not a big deal. I can just do it separately. Just would rather that I wouldn't, you know. Yeah. Now when I GSA, I no longer have deletions, to be fair. Yeah, but all the things are shown to us now via symbols and numbers, but less different colors, which is fine. So we have yellow for like interaction with the remote. We have green for staged things overall, and we have cyan for unstaged things. That simplifies it quite a bit. So, colors, let's go to colors and remove the colors that we are not using. Let's GAMP. Simplify color palette, or palette is it? Yeah, it makes it quite simpler. I can just look at the symbols instead of using mind power to parse different colors. I can just look at the symbols and that's all that I need. It's somehow easier to understand now, believe it or not. Like, oh, one modified file, two unstaged files, modifications, because I see the exclamation marks. Fuck. Okay, and it also makes everything else being green, more or less. It makes sense. Okay. Even better solution than I expected to do. And let's... How long have I been streaming? Okay, 2 hours. Still crazy. What are the other... We have centered, kitty, and I should already this. Let's format just to be sure. Okay, background image. Yes, this layout tiled. So I'm using centered right now. Tired, mirror tiled, clamped. I think clamped was another one. Clamped. No, same issue. Scaled. Oh, so it's even an issue on those. Well, it doesn't matter then. Yeah, whatever. Since it doesn't seem to be an easy fix, like a easy single line fix, then I don't care. It's just important for me that I tried to begin with. Alright, I did everything that I wanted to for this session. Yeah, I hope whoever was watching enjoyed this. I think it's useful content. I learned something new and got something very useful. So what we got here is a cool timer, a way to make a bell in your terminal. Then a plugin for fish, which is incredibly useful. And maybe something else. I already forgot. So, if you enjoyed the stream, I'm glad that's the case. And thanks for watching.